product milk paint years ago because it mimics the low luster sheen of old world paints, falling somewhere between a flat and a satin finish. It's not a true milk paint, but it's a modern pre-mixed version with a strong mineral base that can be used straight from the can. Always be sure to stir the contents of the can. It's durable for both indoor and outdoor projects and can be applied over a variety of existing finishes as long as they're completely dry. Have the following tools ready: a 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water, a Scotch-Brite pad, 120 and 150 grit sandpaper, and either 400 grit sandpaper or our preferred 220 sanding pad, non-sticky tack cloth for water-based products, a variety of foam brushes, bristle brushes, a paint pad applicator, and water-based sanding putty.
If applying over existing finishes, prep as follows. Use a 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water to clean. Use a Scotch-Brite pad and give it a good scuff, and this will remove any dirt and grime.
Some caveats. We do not recommend applying a light paint color over red stains because the reds just tend to bleed through. Dark stains will too, but not as much. But if you insist on painting over red stains, use a paint blocking primer such as Zinsser 123 primer or something similar. Further, we do not recommend using snow white over any dark colors. Use antique white or linen instead. Now before painting, give the paint another little stir. And if it's a little thicker than you want, you can just add some water. Cheryl?
If you're working on an unfinished surface, fill any nail holes with wood putty. Sand new wood with 120 grit paper and then 150 paper. Make sure to clean off with a tack cloth. That just gets all the dust. And then on the underside, I like to try my paint first just to make sure it's really the right color that I'm looking for. And once you decide that, yeah, that's my right color, start painting. And I'm going to use a bristle brush for this, and I'm working on a piece of molding, and it has pretty deep areas, so this bristle brush gets in there really great. And I like to put this first cut on pretty heavy. And that way when you're putting on your second coat, you're just filling in a little bit of color. There we go. General Finishes Milk Paints also sprays beautifully. View our spraying demo at the end of this video segment. Regardless of the application method, we recommend 2 to 3 coats, let it dry 2 to 4 hours between coats, and buff each coat with our preferred 220 sanding pad or 400 grit sandpaper. Be sure to always remove the dust. Sanding is not needed for adhesion, only for smoothness.
Milk paint dries to a low luster sheen. It's durable enough to stand up to medium wear, but if more protection is required, apply 1 or 2 coats of GF high performance top coat for interior use or exterior 450 for use in outside applications. Cure time is dependent upon temperature and humidity. At ideal conditions, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 70% humidity, 3 coats of paint will cure in 14 to 21 days.